What's up, guys? D-Rock 1992 here. For this next video, I'm going to be reviewing a movie I just watched recently, a few days ago, as a matter of fact. It is the second movie in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and that movie is The Incredible Hulk. It came out the same year as Iron Man, so I forgot to mention that in my Iron Man review, that the two big movies that year were Iron Man and The Dark Knight, as I had said in my Iron Man review. But The Incredible Hulk definitely was in there as well. It definitely, if you recall, there was another Hulk movie that was out in 2003. That got pretty mixed critical reviews. I don't think I've ever seen that movie before. But what this movie's about is, it's not an origin story at all. It really isn't. Not really, in the sense that, maybe 2003's Hulk was, I'm not really sure. But basically what the story's about is the Incredible Hulk, or Bruce Banner, is on the run from military officials who are trying to capture him and then use him as the starting point for super soldiers, for like this World War II super soldier program. So they want to capture him because of that reason, and also because he has wreaked havoc wherever he's gone and whenever he's gotten angry. Because you see, the Hulk gets angry. Bruce Banner turns into the Hulk when his heart rate goes above 200%. 200. When it goes above 200, watch out. He turns into the green monster everybody loves, the Hulk. And he wreaks havoc across everywhere, pretty much. To try to stop him, there's this other villain too. It's like this scaly thingamajigger. When I talk about the characterization, I'll probably remember about it, but yeah, that's basically the gist of the movie. Edward Norton stars as Bruce Banner and the Hulk as well. Old Hulk, the guy who voiced the Hulk in the 70s, actually, Lou Ferrigno. A lot of you older fans may know him from the 1970s CBS series, The Hulk. Lou Ferrigno actually does voice the Hulk in this movie. He didn't in 2003, I saw, but he cameoed in the movie, but he didn't voice the Hulk. In this one, he does voice the Hulk, and he voices a security guard of some sort. But anyway, Edward Norton as the Hulk and Bruce Banner. Liv Tyler as the love interest of Liv Tyler, better known as the daughter of Steven Tyler of Aerosmith, actually. She voices Betty Ross, his love interest. Tim Roth, who's been in a few movies that I've seen. He voices Emil. He plays Emil Blonsky, who is the villain, one of the major villains in the movie, and he turns into this scaly dinosaur-like thing. I really don't particularly. The Abomination. That's what the name of it is. His character, Emil Blonsky, eventually turns into the Abomination. William Hurt, an actor who's been around for a while. He plays General Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross. He is the main guy who wants... he doesn't really play a villain. He's not really a villainous character, so you can't really call him a villain. You can kind of call him an anti-hero in some ways, but I wouldn't really qualify him. Tim Roth's character is more of a villain than William Hurt's character is, let's just say that. Tim Blake Nelson, who's been in a few movies, He plays a very small role as a kind of a comedic element to the movie. Ty Burrell from Modern Family has a very brief role in the movie. And those are pretty much the big characters in the film. Really are. Oh, and Robert Downey Jr. plays Tony Stark at the end, in the end credits. Talking to... He appears in the end credits talking to one of the characters about the Avengers. So, saying all that, all the characterization and things like that, I liked the movie a lot. I really did. But I did not like it as much as Iron Man. Iron Man was just... Iron Man was just a great achievement in comic book movie history. It really was. It really did a lot. The Incredible Hulk was a little bit of a step down from that, but still it was an entertaining, enjoyable movie. Edward Norton as Bruce Banner in the Hulk. He does play a good character. He really is the star of the movie. Edward Norton is regarded around Hollywood as a really good actor. I mean, he's great. He's a great method actor. So, Norton in this role, I mean, he's very good in the role. Tim Roth as Emil Blonsky / The Abomination. I think he plays a pretty good role in the movie. His character was good in the movie. William Hurt does a good job in the movie as Thunderbolt Ross. Tim Blake Nelson's okay as a side character in the film. Those are really the 5 big ones, the 5 big characters that I kind of paid attention to. In the film, I paid attention to the other characters, of course, but none of them were as big as these 5 that I mentioned. Well, actually, the 4 I mentioned. The other big one, Liv Tyler. She was the weakest point of this movie, in my opinion. She really was. But she was not terrible. She was not terrible in the least in this movie. She gave an adequate job. She did a serviceable job as Betty Ross. She was not Gwyneth Paltrow-like. She was not. And the chemistry between Bruce Banner and Betty Ross, Edward Norton, and Liv Tyler, that chemistry was nowhere near as great as Iron Man and Pepper Potts, Robert Downey Jr. and Gwyneth Paltrow. But the chemistry was pretty solid. I would say it's pretty solid. Nothing great, though. Definitely. But there were good performances in the movie. The action scenes were great. The battle scenes between the Abomination and the Hulk were very good. Very sharp. This movie got a 67% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is solid. I mean, it's passing. It's a passing grade. And it is fresh, according to Rotten Tomatoes. So yeah, basically, this movie's a good movie. It really is. It's not a 5 out of 5 for me, but it is a 4 out of 5 for me. So that is my review for it. 4 out of 5 stars. I like the movie a lot. It was entertaining. It's a rewatchable movie, I think, definitely. The chemistry between Norton and Tyler is not anything special. And Liv Tyler just gives a serviceable performance. Nothing great, though. But those were really the only big issues I had with the movie. I mean, the beginning of it I kind of had trouble understanding a little bit, but that's probably kind of because I didn't read the comic books of the Hulk and I never watched the TV series, because that's how this movie followed the TV series origin, and it followed kind of the TV series and it followed the comics as well. But there wasn't really a big origin story. I'm not going to get into it because for those of you who haven't seen it, I don't want to spoil it or anything like that. But I will say that the origin story is only a little bit. I mean, they only get into it for a few minutes or so. But I think the 2003 Hulk was one that they got into for a while. I think something like that. But anyway, I give it a 4 out of 5 stars. It was a good, enjoyable movie. And that is it for my review on The Incredible Hulk. D-Rock 1992 out.